With our own provincial elections drawing closer, politicians are focused on getting people out to make an X. But what about those overseas who were just granted the right to vote? Recently, King Abdullah of Saudi Arabia decreed that women will now be allowed to vote and run in municipal elections as a candidate. To understand the significance of this, I spoke to an associate professor in the political science department at York University.
I think it is very important to be able to vote, and especially in a country where, women are very much controlled through patriarchal rules and authority. And when I say patriarchal rules and authority, I mean having permission, let's say, from your husband, or having permission from your father to go somewhere or do something, or even, be taken somewhere. So in that sense, I mean, giving, the possibility of voting, it's like you are giving somebody freedom to really start making their own choices without always having permission. It doesn't mean women in Saudi Arabia were not making choices, because they were. But on a very formal level, I mean, women were not able to really, out of the blue, say, now I want to drive and go to, let's say, Fairview Mall or Bayview Mall. They were not able to do that. They had to get permission either by their fathers or their husbands to do so. Or even if they wanted to get out of the country with their children, permissions have to be given to them. So in that sense, I mean, if we see voting as, let's say, a substantiation of their agency, I think it's a very significant moment, because it basically opens up the space to start thinking about questions about what does it really mean to be able on a formal level, and when I say formal, I mean, let's say through the state level, through, the educational level, you are able to decide, how you want your life to be run and under what conditions.
It's hard to imagine what this change actually means for women in Saudi Arabia, because as Canadian students, we really are looking from the outside in. I spoke to Leela and Noha, two York University students from Saudi Arabia, who offered their view on what this change actually means. That is, explain to me how important this is for women in Saudi Arabia to be allowed to vote.
I think the importance is because nowadays they start to work, so they become aware for other cultures. They become aware of the economics and political things in the world. So most of them, they now studying abroad, so they see the culture by themselves, and they concern about our culture, our tradition. So we can be aware for what other people can do in their countries. But our culture will not be changed, our tradition will not be changed. So giving us a vote, this is a kind of respect for the government to the women. And still we are Muslim, we are caring about Islam. So we already appreciate the gestures of allowing the women to vote, because it will be a big deal and a big importance for women.
When you first heard the news that women have been given the right to vote and also are allowed to run for municipal elections as a candidate, what were your feelings? What were the first things that you thought of, and how did you feel?
My first expression, I'm not very happy for that, because I believe the woman has her duty inside home and outside home. So this will add a more job in the shoulder of the woman. So it is not, for me, it is not very good, but we will use it to make our life better. Also, I believe that woman has, inside family, for example, have not always she manages everything. Always we have man to give hand, to give help to us to manage our family. So in real world, women cannot manage everything, especially in our community. So I think this new thing will make challenge for women, will add more duty for her, but also will give us chance to express our idea and to make our life better, not just women, our love for men and women and our children, of course.